In today's video, we're going to be breaking down the science of how drinking pickle juice can help you to reverse insulin resistance. And please hear me out because, of course, drinking pickle juice isn't a miracle cure on its own. It's not an excuse to eat whatever you want and see results. But it can help you by stabilizing your blood sugar, reducing cravings, and helping your cells to become more insulin sensitive. The reason pickle juice does this is because of the vinegar it contains, which has been shown to be extremely beneficial for controlling blood sugar and improving insulin sensitivity. So if you want to know more about how drinking pickle juice can help you to reverse insulin resistance, when to drink it, how much to drink, can you drink too much, keep watching. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Kate. I'm a certified health and nutrition coach. I post videos twice a week here on YouTube talking all things insulin resistance, weight loss, sleep, and more. So if you're ready to take control of your metabolic health, make sure to click that subscribe button. And you can also find me on TikTok and Instagram where I share new posts every single day. Today's video is sponsored by Squarespace. For everything from websites and online stores to marketing tools and analytics, Squarespace is the all-in-one platform that does it all. Thanks again to Squarespace for sponsoring this video. As I said at the start of this video, there is a lot of clinical evidence that drinking vinegar can help your cells to become more insulin sensitive. If you were to eat the same meal 2 days in a row, and the only difference between the two meals was you drank pickle juice before one of them, after the meal when you drank the pickle juice, your insulin sensitivity would be a lot higher, and you would see this reflected in a lower spike in blood sugar, which ultimately can help you to reverse insulin resistance. Now, we're gonna get more into exactly why this happens in a minute, but first off, I just wanted to say that I love recommending drinking pickle juice, apple cider vinegar, or any type of vinegar to my clients. It is such an easy hack, if you will. It is such a great tool, it's inexpensive, anyone can do it, and it really does make a big difference. Now we're focusing on pickle juice today because that is a little bit more pleasant to drink than other types of vinegar. But in fact, any vinegar is going to have the same effect because it is the acidic acid in the vinegar that the benefits are stemming from. And I want to be clear before we go any further that when we talk about pickle juice, we're talking about pickle juice without added sugar, because if you're drinking one that has a whole lot of added sugar, that's gonna negate the benefits. The acidic acid in vinegar helps our muscle cells to take in glucose more efficiently. So when we eat a meal that's high in carbohydrates, these carbohydrates are broken down into glucose or sugar. They enter our bloodstream, and the acidic acid helps our muscles to take the excess sugar out of our bloodstream faster, resulting in a less significant blood sugar spike and less insulin being needed. We see this in a study done using apple cider vinegar. 2 groups were given a bagel to eat and a glass of orange juice to drink. They had their blood sugar and insulin levels monitored when they ate and at intervals afterwards. The only difference between the 2 groups was that one group drank apple cider vinegar before the meal. An hour after eating, the group that had the apple cider vinegar were 34% more insulin sensitive, which also meant that they had less of a blood sugar spike. Okay, but I think I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself. Let me explain why fewer and less significant blood sugar spikes are beneficial for reversing insulin resistance. Insulin resistance is essentially caused by our cells, and our muscle cells specifically, becoming overwhelmed by high insulin levels. And if we can lower our circulating insulin, our cells become more sensitive again. More insulin is needed when we have higher glycemic variability, meaning that there are more swings in our blood sugar levels. When we eat a diet that's high in carbohydrates, for example, and when we eat frequently, say 5 to 6 times per day, our blood sugar is always being bumped up. And to bring it back down, our bodies have to release more insulin. So if we can keep our blood sugar more stable, this helps to improve insulin sensitivity. And this is where pickle juice and other types of vinegar come in. As we already discussed, drinking pickle juice before a meal significantly lowers the blood sugar and insulin response to that meal. Part of that is because it allows our muscle cells to take in glucose more easily, but there's a second part to this as well. It also helps to slow down the breakdown of starches. which means that there is going to be less sugar being dumped into our bloodstream at once. Because of this, our cells have a chance to take in the glucose at a more steady pace, which also helps to improve insulin sensitivity. Now, before I get into the nitty-gritty of how much to drink, should you drink it before or after a meal, how soon before or after a meal, I'm going to take a moment to thank today's sponsor, Squarespace. If you are looking to build a website for a side hustle, or maybe you're looking for a landing page for a wedding invitation, Squarespace is the all-in-one platform that does it all. On top of being super easy to use and having a wide range of customization options, Squarespace offers unlimited hosting, fast content delivery, built-in security, and 24/7 support. Their modern template designs and free marketing tools are really the cherry on top. I absolutely love my website, which I created with Squarespace. You can find it by going to 𝑘𝐼𝐾𝙆𝑒𝑎𝑡𝑒.com. I built the website entirely myself using a template from Squarespace and simply customizing the fonts, the layouts, the colors. If you want to give it a try and see everything that Squarespace has to offer, you can start a free trial without having to enter your credit card details or anything. You can check that out by heading to squarespace.com/healthcoachkate. And when you build your website and absolutely love it and you're ready to launch, make sure to use code HealthCoachKate to save 10% off your order. Thank you again to Squarespace for sponsoring this video. Okay, so now let's get into how to add pickle juice into your routine. So most of the studies done that use vinegar use about 1 to 2 tablespoons diluted in water before the meal. But pickle juice is already diluted, so you want to have about a cup in order to activate the benefits. Taking it before a meal is going to be the most effective, but if you want to sip on it throughout the meal, this can help as well. Drinking it after does also have an effect, but drinking it before is best, with is second best, and after is better than nothing, but it's better to drink it before. You can drink it anywhere from immediately before the meal to probably about an hour before. Any earlier than that, and it's probably not going to be as beneficial. Now, there's one other thing I really want to mention, and that is that this hack, if you will, is only really beneficial before a meal that's high in carbohydrates. If you're eating a meal that's low in carbohydrates, then that's already going to be benefiting your insulin sensitivity, because we need far less insulin to process protein and fat. Protein and fat cause next to no rise in blood sugar and insulin because they aren't broken down in the same way. Instead of being broken down into glucose, they're broken down into amino acids and fatty acids and are processed differently. I have a whole bunch of other videos on why eating low carb is beneficial for insulin resistance and type 2 diabetes, so I won't get too into that today. I will link a video up above if you want to check that out afterwards. But the moral of the story is, if you are eating a meal that's low in carbs, you probably don't need to drink pickle juice beforehand. The low carb meal is already helping to improve insulin sensitivity. But if you are eating more carbs, then yes, the pickle juice can help. And even if you normally eat low carb and you're in a situation where you know you're gonna have slightly higher carb, maybe you're eating out, or maybe you're gonna have a slice of birthday cake at a friend's birthday, that is when you can use this hack. I will mention that drinking it at other times of the day can be beneficial as well. For example, studies done on type 2 diabetics have shown that taking vinegar before bed lowers fasting blood sugar in the morning. And some people like to take it in the morning as well. And if you're wondering if you can drink too much pickle juice or too much vinegar, technically, yes, you can, but you have to be drinking a lot. There's one case study from a couple of years ago where a woman was drinking 1 cup of apple cider vinegar every single day for 6 years, at which point she was admitted to the hospital for mineral deficiencies. So to hit the same amount, you would have to drink 16 cups of pickle juice a day for an extended period of time. Unless you are chugging the stuff, it's gonna be really, really difficult to overdo it. And before we wrap up, there's one final question that I know I'm gonna get in the comment section, and that question is, what about all the sodium in pickle juice? Isn't that bad for blood pressure? Short answer is no. Sodium is an essential electrolyte. And when we consume more than what we need, our bodies excrete the excess. Acutely, sodium can raise blood pressure, but this doesn't worsen or cause hypertension. It's comparable to exercise in this way. When we exercise, our blood pressure increases temporarily, but over the long term, exercise helps to improve and prevent hypertension. Anyways, I won't get too into the whole sodium, blood pressure topic today. I actually did a video a few weeks ago on this exactly, so I'm gonna link that above if you want to know more. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comment section down below if you regularly drink pickle juice or apple cider vinegar or any type of vinegar and the benefits you've noticed. Did you know it could be beneficial for insulin resistance? Let me know in the comments down below. And before you go, make sure to check out Squarespace. If you did enjoy this video, you might also enjoy my video on how to lower blood pressure, which I mentioned earlier. You can check it out here. If you want to catch up on my most recent upload, you can find it here. And if you want to check out my coaching programs, including my 7-day insulin resistance masterclass, you can find that here. Thanks guys, I'll see you next time. Bye.